Welcome back to Game On. And well, there's been an interesting development in South Africa of late, which has sparked quite an interesting debate, if you will. Ribeiro, out at Mamelodi Sundowns, is doing so well, and he was asked, it has to be announced, it was asked at a press conference. He didn't come out to announce this himself, but he was asked if he would consider playing for South Africa, to which he answered yes. And that's very kind of him, of course, and it sparked the debate, Sikhosana, Guti. For us as South Africans, players like Sirinho, Ribeiro, that don't necessarily play for the national teams and are doing well here in our league, after, let's say, Sirinho's been here more than 5 years now, he's a South African citizen as well, he holds a South African passport, should we consider adopting those players to play for Bafana Bafana?
Well, for me, Sizwe, I wouldn't agree on that one, honestly speaking, because we are a country that must nurture our own talent. We always talk about our own style of play in South Africa. So for me, yes, you've got a player like Ribeiro who's a quality, for Sundowns. But if I look back and say, if he's quality from his birth country to come to South Africa, why don't his country take him back to play for the national team in their country? So now if he comes to us, which means he's a surplus to minus in his country, but we want to utilize him. If we're going to play against his country, he's nothing. So for me, I don't think there would be that much contribution because it will temper with his a performance in terms of the upstairs, as a player. So if for me, I'm a South African, I will give it my best. Because in South Africa, ngaya Zimbabwe, ngadlalela one of the big teams in Zimbabwe. Now I'm a player that scored a lot of goals in Zimbabwe, but South Africa don't know anything about me. So, I mean, for me, it doesn't make sense. If he was a quality player, he should have been first preference to his country, and then he says, no, I can't play for my country because I'm already in South Africa for 5 years.
Are you then arguing for Tina, South Africans' first preference should always be to developing South African youngsters?
Exactly. Yes, he's a good talent. But now I'm looking back to his, from his native country. Bayotini bona. Is he a quality? Why did they have to miss him out? Now he comes to South Africa, he's the best player. We want to rope him into our fold as a country. Where our generation, we start talking about Sifunu Gdlala ibhola lasemzansi. Now we're bringing overseas. So I don't know, but that's my problem as a South African.
What about those that argue, Guti, in the past, nations like Tunisia, I remember around 2006, I think they had 1 or 2 Brazilians in the national team at the 06 AFCON. But if Tunisia has done it, maybe Nati, we can consider it. What do you think of those that argue that?
No, I don't think for me we can do that because it has never happened before. It has never happened before. So it's going to be something that will spark a lot of debate and chaos in South Africa. So for me, yes, he's from Sundowns. He's a quality player. I mean, we've seen even the penalty that he took. For me, that shows his quality. But honestly speaking, Guti, I love Bafana Bafana. Me not know to go to Ribeiro. Then I can just go for Wonder Boy Makubu. I can go for Wonder Boy Makubu because for me, he can have the quality that Ribeiro can have. But yeah, because Sundowns is giving him the edge. But Ubutazodlala country for me, I pick now.